It is draft season, fellas. Ooh, this got me bricked up like a 12-year-old in the brawl section. Let's go, baby. The NFL kicks off today. Hall of Fame game, Jets and the Browns. So I figured, why not kick off a mock draft series? Every couple times a week, I'll start doing mock drafts from each position. 12-man league, half PPR. We're going to start off at position 12, and hopefully before the season actually starts, get to number one. Comment your questions. Let me know your draft strategies. Which players would you rather go with or not? And we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know every single stat about every single thing with fantasy, but I know football and I am on draft news religiously. So I think that I have a lot to bring to the table. I've won a bunch of different championships, and we're going to get things started with Stephon Diggs at 12. Whenever you're sitting here in the back of the draft, especially this year, you're in such a good position to either get a stud wide receiver and a stud running back, or maybe even goes RB Hero, whatever it's called, where you're only going wide receivers for like the first few rounds. So right now, ideally, my perfect combo, Stephon Diggs and Nick Chubb. Stephon Diggs is like the missionary of fantasy football. You know, he's always going to get the job done, and you're always going to be satisfied at the end. And then Nick Chubb is one of the few running backs where he has sole control over that backfield. There's no running back by committee or 1-2 punch. It is Nicholas Chubb, and that's it. So now that we're back here at the 312, you see the first few quarterbacks go off the board. Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce as tight ends. You can really go any direction at this point because you have your foundation and you're not worried about needing to scramble for one position or the other. If you wanted to go quarterback here, I wouldn't be mad about it. I am really, really big on Lamar Jackson because of Todd Monken coming in and how much he said he's going to air the ball out. I also am really big on Deebo Samuel. He's over here sending shirtless pictures to Kyle Shanahan to show him how jacked he is. Also love Justin Fields, Justin Herbert. Man, when you're in the either front part of the draft or the back part of the draft, you need to look far down your draft board because you're going to be waiting for a little while. So you want to make sure that you're covering all your bases. There isn't someone that you're really, really dead set on. I think because we have a good foundation so far, I'm going to go with the high upside of Lamar Jackson, and I'm going to double down at receiver with Deebo. Granted, I would have been fine with Aaron Jones. Calvin Ridley's been slowly rising up my board. Terry McLaurin, Miles Sanders are two guys that I'm eyeing, whether it's in the middle of the draft where they're going or if I can, snipe them for value. Calvin Ridley ends up going in the 5th, Justin Herbert at the 5-6. So Lamar Jackson definitely would not have been there whenever we got back to the turn. So now we're here, and my instincts want to go running back. Tight end isn't a huge concern, but I do like Dallas Goedert. He was one of the few tight ends last year who actually made up for his ADP. Like, he was on par with where he finished and where you actually drafted. Tight ends were hurting bad last year. So I also really like Darren Waller being damn near the only target that Daniel Jones is throwing to right now in camp. Alexander Madison did get hurt the other day and I don't think he was carted off the field, but he had to leave practice early. I might take the chance here with Cam Akers because you roll the dice on someone who is the lead back, who they kept around, they didn't trade. And I do like Marquise Brown. Even though the Arizona Cardinals are going to be god-awful, they have to throw to someone. I do like George Pickens a lot too. Pacheco, Kamara, Evans. Oh man, this is tough. I feel like for the value, I might go Cam Akers, Dallas Goedert. because I don't think Darren Waller is going to be there on the turn. And then once you get past him, you start getting into no man's land. Evan Ingram, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to go Cam, and I'm going to go Goddard. So now we know we have the annoying positions out of the way: quarterback, tight end. Everything else is just depth and value from here on forth. But starting out with Diggs and Samuel as your two starting receivers and Chubb and Akers as your running backs. Don't love having Akers as RB2, but again, where we're drafting and the value that fell to us, see, Darren Waller went right before me. Granted, who knows if I wouldn't have selected Goddard, if he would have came and fell, but doesn't matter because right now I'm looking at, I like Treylon Burks solely for the fact that everyone's going to be doubling DeAndre Hopkins. And I think he's going to take that wide receiver 2 jump. Year 2 in the system, year 2 in the league. He's not going to be the only person that people are paying attention to. Rachaad White, yes, he's going to get a lot of pass catching work. I just don't believe in this offense with Baker or Kyle Trask. Jackson Smith and Jigba's a thought. Same with Jordan Addison. You got to take your shot on a few rookies because someone's going to hit and someone is going to outplay their ADP. But I think I'm going to go Treylon Burks. And I'm actually going to go James Cook. Again, these positions now, you're really shooting for value. And I didn't realize that I actually have... No, this is correct. Okay. I thought I had 2 flex positions on accident. Treylon Burks, I think, is going to get just volume, and you got to shoot for volume whenever you're in these later parts of your draft. And James Cook, again, yes, he's a 1-2 punch with Damian Harris, but he's been getting loads and loads of pass work. Again, just like Treylon, he's taken that second-year jump, and I'm looking at a lot of those players who had a good rookie season and has opportunity to take that next leap, and I believe both of those players do. We have another 4 spots to fill in our bench. Ooh, perfect. The 2 people I wanted are sitting right here. Zay Flowers has been best friends with Lamar Jackson. Not only do I get the stack here, but they have been clicking in camp. He calls him joystick because he's been giving people the wiggles. And then Samaje Perine is going to be a big part of this offense, especially as Javonte Williams works his way back in. They brought him over from Cincy in free agency, so they not only wanted him, but I believe him and Sean Payton are going to be good for each other. He showed a lot of potential towards the end of last year, working in and out with Joe Mixon. And again, just a good depth position to have in case that injury starts to nag Javonte Williams. I think these are the 2 perfect players for me. We got 2 more spots to fill. And at this point, I'm loving that stack with Zay Flowers and Lamar Jackson. I think he is going to be one of those rookies that skyrockets while everyone pays attention to Odell Beckham and Rashad Bateman. If Rashad Bateman can stay healthy, if Odell can stay healthy, if not, Zay could take the lead pass catching role in this offense. Again, especially with Todd Monken coming over and how much they are going to air that ball out. Last 2 spots, I would have liked Devin Singletary there. Kendre Miller is someone that I love to target too, especially as we find out the suspension news with Alvin Kamara. But right here, these last 2 spots, I'm always looking at rookies and just high upside. Man, I really like Tank Bigsby and Rashee Rice. Man, they've been doing a lot of great work in camp. Even if you wanted to throw a flyer on Kyler Murray just for the rushing potential to have once he does come back, probably towards weeks 3 through 5. Oh, man. Darnell Mooney, Sky Moore's been doing pretty well. The fact that Russell Wilson's still available in the 11th round is kind of hilarious. Tyler Algier, I wonder how much he's going to be utilized while Bijan is playing, slot receiver or something. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, I'm going Rashee Rice, and I'm going to go Tank Bigsby. Again, the chemistry that I've been seeing with Rashee Rice and Patrick Mahomes, he's bringing height. He's bringing more physicality to that offense that I think they're really going to lean into. And then Tank Bigsby, I think, is going to get a majority of that goal line work. He's a bigger back. He's like 6 foot, 210, something like that. And the coaches have come out and said they want to use Travis Etienne more in the pass catching. They want him to take less carries because he is 5'9", like 190. And once you're in the NFL taking hit after hit after hit, it is going to wear and tear on you. Defenses don't matter. You're going to really stream these, but any defense in the AFC East, I think, is good. And then kickers, you want kickers who are going to be a part of offenses that score a lot, because every extra point, you get points. Every time they get down the field and close, you're going to get those field goals. Tyler Bass, Buffalo, high-powered offense, fine with me. Cool. So let's review. And I forgot how you can edit it to switch to just show your lineup. But anyways, let's just look right here. All right, we got Lamar Jackson, Nick Chubb, Cam Akers, Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuel, Dallas Goedert, Treylon Burks, special teams that don't matter, and with a bench of James Cook, Zay Flowers, Samaje Perine, Rashee Rice, Tank Bigsby. Pretty balanced team in my book. I think there's a lot of upside players like Cam. Deebo could have a great year now that he's coming off of an offseason where he's actually healthy. James Cook could take a bigger role than people think. I hate having multiple players from one team that aren't a quarterback stack combo, but still having James Cook on the bench, Samaje Perine, I think are going to be good depth players. And then who knows with Rashee Rice and Tank Bigsby, but to get them in the last few picks of my draft, the upside is there, and I'm willing to take that risk. Your leagues aren't won in the draft, they're won in waiver wire and trades. So make sure you pay attention to that. But that's going to do it for position 12 of our first episode of this mock draft series. Let me know what you think, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Go Jets.